time for Overreaction Tuesday here on a Wednesday, and this one thing's been flying around social media since Sunday night. This is the one thing that's been kind of hot on our Facebook page for the last few weeks. Guys, is it an overreaction to say that the Indianapolis Colts are Super Bowl contenders? Hold up. Pump the brakes. Slow it way down. Go from 65 to 30. Look, I love what the Colts are doing. They are 4-1. They're playing clean football. They're fun to watch. But Super Bowl contenders? Not yet, baby. Let's be honest. And let's be honest about what we've actually seen. Yes, the Colts have been red hot. They has just steamrolled the Las Vegas Raiders 47-10. 6 touchdown drives, no turnovers, and only 1 punt all day long. Daniel Jones was efficient again. Jonathan Taylor looked like vintage JT again. And that defense completely shut down the Raiders in the red zone. Matter of fact, they were 0 for 4 inside the 20, including 0-2 in goal-to-go situations. And I get it. This team looks the part right now. Balanced offense, disciplined football, a quarterback playing smart, mistake-free football. Even the numbers back it up. The Colts have already won 3 games by 20-plus points so far this season, after having none in the last 3 years combined. That's real improvement. So yeah, they're good. They're playing great. But let's not crown them quite yet. Guys, here's where I got to be real with you. Look who have they beaten. Look who they beat. They beat the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, after week 1, we said this is the worst team in the entire NFL. They beat the Denver Broncos. And yeah, that win looks a little bit better now that the Denver Broncos knocked off the Philadelphia Eagles. But let's just be honest. That game was much about Denver's lack of discipline than it was about Indy's dominance. And then the Tennessee Titans, they're a complete mess right now. They can't find an offensive identity. They can't find a defense identity. The only reason why the Titans have won so far this season is because the Arizona Cardinals are terrible. And then the Las Vegas Raiders, who just got embarrassed and literally taken over about benching Geno Smith. Matter of fact, we said this Monday. Fire Pete Carroll, cut Geno Smith, start Kenny Pickett. They're not playoff caliber teams right now. Not one of them. Not the Broncos, not the Titans, not the Raiders, not even the Miami Dolphins. Yes, you can say they battled the LA Rams, whatever. They should have won it, whatever. But the point of the matter is they didn't. The Rams have flaws. They might be the biggest flawed team in the entire NFL. You cannot be Super Bowl contenders until you beat Super Bowl caliber opponents. And Chris Collinsworth said this about 17 times on Sunday Night Football. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Chris, we get it. To be the man, you got to beat the man. Chris, shut up, we get it. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And guess what? So far, the Colts haven't done it yet. Now, don't get it twisted. This team deserves credit. They're well coached underneath Shane Steichen. They play clean football, and they don't beat themselves. Daniel Jones, yes, Daniel Jones has been epic, poised, and productive. Just 2 interceptions through the first 5 games. He's completing tight window throws, like 4-yard touchdown pass to Michael Pittman Jr., and only had a 22% completion probability per next-gen stats. That's elite execution. Jonathan Taylor looks rejuvenated. The offensive line, finally healthy and dominating up front. And the defense, they're not flashy, but they're making you earn each and every yard. This team is doing everything right fundamentally. But here's the thing. The real test hasn't even started yet. Look ahead at their schedule. It's smooth sailing for the next few weeks. The Colts don't face a legit heavyweight contender until early November when they head to Pittsburgh Steelers to take on the Steelers. That is going to be a limited test. That's where we find out if the Indianapolis Colts are for real or are they just beating up bottom half of the NFL teams. Because you can rack up wins in October, you can rack up wins in September, but if you cannot beat the contenders in November and December, you just a field goal story that flames out before January. So guys, is it an overreaction to call the Colts a Super Bowl contenders? Yes. Now, not by much. They're good. They're improving. They're disciplined, but they haven't proved that they can go toe-to-toe with the elite. If Daniel Jones keeps it up, if Jonathan Taylor keeps running wild, and this defense keeps bending, not breaking, then we can revisit this conversation. But right now, Colts fans, enjoy the ride, but don't book your Super Bowl tickets just yet. Because if you ask me, they're highly overrated, and they make the playoffs, they're going to be one and done, just like the Detroit Lions last season. But let me ask you this, Man Hour Nation. Are the Colts true Super Bowl contenders, or are they just taking advantage of a soft, early schedule? Drop your thoughts. Drop your comments down below. This is a live interactive show. I want to hear from you and your take on the Colts' hot start. Subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, you guys, we're live Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com. Will Olsen says, overreaction. The Colts and Daniel Jones will start to slip up later this season. And Will, you are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Now, it won't be this week because they played the Arizona Cardinals. Arguably the worst team in the NFL. Yes, those Arizona Cardinals that I said, that they can make some noise. That was before they just totally started sucking. The LA Chargers, they traveled to LA, yes, to play the Chargers, but the Chargers are fool's gold as well. Injuries have piled up against them, yes, losing this or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're fool's gold. And then they play the Titans. Titans are a complete trash. They beat a terrible team in the Arizona Cardinals that literally gave them the game away. And the team says, I don't know if I really want this or not. Are you sure we can have this? Because we're kind of trying to get that first overall pick. Are you sure? November 2nd, when they play the Pittsburgh Steelers, is when they'll finally get a real true test. And then they play the Falcons, Chiefs, Texans, Jaguars, Seahawks, the 49ers, and Jaguars, and Texans to end the season. This could be a great story. They could be 8-2 going into the Kansas City Chiefs game, and then they could not win a game for the rest of the season. Fool's gold. Fool's gold. Jordan Williams says the Titans are figuring things out. They are. They are figuring out how to blow the first overall pick yet again. They're figuring out how, hey, we're just good enough to beat the Arizona Cardinals, but we still need that number one overall because we have so many freaking holes in our team. But hey, you know what? We still have Calvin Ridley. We still have Tony Pollard. It's going to be traded to the Kansas City Chiefs. But hey, whatever. Slow it down. Old Man Rivers or the Kansas City Chiefs will make the playoffs. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to make the playoffs, Old Man River. Where have you been? The Kansas City Chiefs are down right now, but they're not out. He said Arch Manning will be in Vegas. That's stupid. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Well, speaking of dumbest things,